Well, hello everyone. We are back, officially back on the Twitch channel. We're having some problems there with the OBS, but now, as you can see in the window here, it's working out just fine. All right, this is what I really wanted to get, and this is what we have. We got some people in the room. And we're going to be doing a lesson today on some 6th and some 9th chords, but really easy ways to play them. And if you're like finger picking, these are going to be really nice ways of putting them into your blues songs. Okay. If you noticed, let me make sure that I'm all in tune here for everybody. This guitar that I'm playing here, I'll tell you a little interesting story about the guitar. Let's get this nicely in tune. Now, can anybody guess? Well, you can take a look at the headstock. I guess you figure out what kind of guitar it is. But can anybody guess here what model Martin guitar this is? And maybe what decade it is. Okay, all right. What year? I'll give you like maybe about a 5 to 7, 8 year range. If you can guess the model number of this Martin guitar and the year, close to the year. If you could just put that, I can see everybody in the chat box. Well, make sure also that the sound is on, if everybody can hear me okay. You can put that in the chat. I always want to know if everything's coming out okay. So I'll just close out this window here. And, okay, I hear M Prospectus, OM 118, 1936. Oh, I see. And OM 18, 1936. Kind of looks that way, doesn't it, John? Kind of looks like one of those old guitars. All right? So I guess the sound is coming through okay. Well, it's not so far. So we haven't gotten it so far. Let's see. Sound perfect. Thank you. Thank you, Chirp. From France. Hello from France. Hello from New Jersey. Hello to France. No. Let me tell you a little bit about this guitar, and then I'll give away as far as what year and the model. I went down to a place in New York. At the time, it was called the Mandolin Brothers. Let's see. Hello from Brazil. Hey, Brazil. Sound and video good here. OM 17, 1965. You're closer than John was, than Prospectus was. This guitar, it was the only guitar I could afford at the time. All right. This guitar went for $900. It was my first Martin guitar ever. I went to a place called the Mandolin Brothers in Staten Island, New York. Very famous music store. It's no longer in business now, unfortunately. But that's where I went to buy this guitar. And I bought this guitar, see, and it's been all over the place. I've took this on tours all over the place, okay? Really everywhere. It's been broken twice, okay? But it's holding up. I had some tuners replaced on the thing. But other than that, and some bridge pins are changed, but everything's all original. So I'm playing this guitar. And I'm on stage one time, and this guy comes up to me after I put it down for a second, and he comes up to me and he says, "I can't believe you're bringing a vintage Martin guitar. You're bringing a vintage Martin guitar out into a gig like this. I mean, it's worth thousands and thousands of dollars." I said, "What year do you think it is?" He said, "Well, he's one of those experts. Yes, I think that's got to be a 1937, 1938. Yeah." I said, "You mean this hunk of junk?" And I'm hitting it, and he's like this. He almost had a heart attack. Folks, it's not that. I have a friend, Scooter, is his nickname. He gave the Martin tour, the Martin factory tour, something like 40 times. Serious. He knows his guitars in and out. When he saw this guitar, he says, wow, Is that a... I said, well, yeah, it is. He says, all right, I'll give you the answer. It's a 1990 00016. Well, what's so special about this 00016? What's special about it is the fact that my friend Scooter told me, I didn't know this. He said, in 1989, they only made 4 of them. It was an experiment. They took the least expensive guitar that they had at the time, and they were experimenting with scallop bracing and forward shifting. And they made 4 of them. And those 4 came out so good that the next year, my year, they made 400 of them. And then 91 and 92, they still made 400 of them. And I think in 93, they discontinued them. This is a Martin, 1990 Martin 00016. Just a plain Jane. But this thing, I just love this guitar, and it sounds really cool. So nobody even came close. All right, folks, we're going to get into the guitar lesson here. I want to first tell you, if you can see up in the little boxes that I have up here. Okay, right there. Okay, it just says I think it's tinyurl / okay, Toby Walker. So that says yes, Toby Walker. Oh, there goes the video. No, don't tell me the video's going. Let's hope the video stays. Hi again, Rick. Hi from East Northport. Okay, this is the donor. If you want to make a donation, I would really appreciate it. It's an easy thing to see. You'll see it up there the whole time. tinyurl.com / and then it's just my name. But if you want to download the tab for today's lesson, that's this one right there. Okay, right here is the link. These are nice. I get some overlays going. That's the donation tab. And you could, if you go to that, I'm sorry, it's a download tab. If you go to that URL, it's tinyurl tinyurl, I think it, yeah, tinyurl.com / Toby Walker tab. That's all you need to see, tab. And if you just write in that URL, you're going to go to my website, and there's the page where you can download the tab for today's lesson. Let's just make sure, let me make sure before I do anything else, let's just get up here before we get the lesson. I want to make sure that we bring the tab up there. I thought I was doing this the other day. Someone just reminded me that we may not have this, and let's just see if we can get this up here. Okay, so I'm going to go up to here, and let's bring it up. Let's bring the tab up. I want to put this tab up. I may have forgotten to do this. I was doing a whole bunch of different things earlier today, folks. So if I did not put the tab up, we're going to put a tab up right now for you. Let me get the page going here. Pardon the, there we go. It's right up in there. And we'll bring the tab up for you, folks. And let's get to the one that I want. There we are. And we'll get the tab right up for you, folks. So hold on, I'll get that tab. You can't find the tab, that's okay. We're going to put the tab up right now for you. Should have done this earlier. But what I was doing was all kinds of other stuff. Let me just get this up here, folks. Hold on. Let me get this going. There we go. Getting a little bit of a... Okay, there it is. isn't doing what I want it to do right now. I have to apologize for this. I can see the web page, Toby Walker's Lessons, and there we are. I'm going to publish this for a second. Pardon the, we'll get this tab for you right up here, folks. It should have been up here, and I just don't know what happened, so we are going to find it. Just hold on to your socks. Okay, there's a problem right now with the tab, with finding this web page, and I'm not sure why it's happening. Let me just make sure that I'm on the right. Yep, I'm on there, and I can't seem to find the page, which is a little embarrassing, but I've had that before, and I was just doing work on it earlier. At any rate, until we get the tab up, folks, what I'm going to do is this. I will send the tab. All you need to do is shoot me an email, and I will send it to you. It should be, try this, folks, TobyWalkersLessons.com / all right, TobyWalkersLessons.com / Walker Workshop. That's where the tab is going to be. Matter of fact, I'm going to put this in the chat for some reason. And but that's not going to, I don't have the tab in there. And I'm trying to get the tab in there, and for some reason, it's not cooperating. I'm going to try this again. And I don't know why. I will put this tab up, folks. Just keep that, okay. Keep the, don't worry about it, because I'm going to show you the licks. And I will, matter of fact, I'm going to keep the video up here on the Twitch channel for a little while. And you'll at least get the video, and then I'm going to find out what's wrong with loading up the tab here. I don't know what's wrong with that. But I will get to the bottom of this really quickly. All right, so just hang in there, folks. Let's go on with the lesson anyway, because I want to show you this. This is actually very simple, and it's not so much tab that we're going to be using here. It's just sort of a chart that I have. So once I get this chart, and I'll upload it onto that website after this lesson is over, and you'll be able to have this. But the lesson itself, let me demonstrate what I'm going to be doing in this lesson, okay? So that's what I'm going to be showing you right now. And I'm only using 3 chord shapes. That's it. I'm just using 3 chord shapes. All right? And I'm going to show you each one of those chord shapes right now. And I'm going to show you basically how to use them. This first chord shape looks like a D minor shape. So you all know a D minor shape, a D minor chord, okay? But we're not going to be playing this as it's a D minor. Instead, what I want you to do is I want you to move this all the way up to the 5th fret. Just like that. Now when it's up at that 5th fret, your root note to this chord is the A note. And when you play that, your 3rd finger on the F sharp, in the key of A, that would be the 6th. And your 2nd finger is the C sharp. So this is called an A6 chord. And a nice little way to play it, if you like finger picking, which I hope most of you do, is I keep my thumb right there on the 5th string. And you could just sort of grab this, and you can sort of syncopate it. I'm grabbing this with my 1st finger on the 3rd string, my 2nd finger on the 2nd string, and my 3rd finger on the 1st string. Now, if you don't use 3 fingers, that's okay. You can kind of brush up. And that would be your A6 chord. And you could kind of fool around with it. You can have a lot of fun with that. You know, if you were going to put this into a blues, you know, even a shuffle, it's just a really cool little chord to be putting into your blues. Now let's take that same shape and we're going to move it up to the D. We do the same little shape here. We have a D6. And in my bass, I'm going to bring it down to the 4th string. And bring it back down to the A. Now for my E, well, I'm going to bring that up to the 12th fret. And with my thumb, I'm going to be hitting the 6th string in the bass. I'm going to bring that down 2 frets, and I'm going to hit, this is a D now, the 4th string in the bass. And then I'm going to come right in here and get that 1st string. So if you're doing like a 12-bar blues, okay, with the first measure is in A, we'll go to a quick 4, we're going to go to the D, and then back to the A for 2 measures, and then we're going to go up to the D for a couple of measures, back to the A for 2 measures, an E, a D, and then an A. It's going to sound like this. Now we can either shuffle it, so we can do that. So here we go. I'm going to play this, and you can play along. I'm going to count it out. A, D to A. 1, 2, 3, 4. Go to your D now, to 10th fret. Back to your A. Stay there. Now we're going to go up to our D right now. Hey, Rusty. Back to the A. Now to the E at the 12th fret. The D at the 10th fret. Back to the A. Okay, so that's a kind of a cool little thing that you can do. All right, let's try this again. And what we're going to do here is we're just going to play 1 fret behind and move it up. 1, 2, 3, 4. And you can do it any way you want. However you want to. This is really up to the 12th fret, down to the 10th fret, and right back down to the 5th fret. So that's that one little 6th chord. Oh, and down, I think it's down here. I want to tell everybody there, that's my donation link, and that's tinyurl.com / is that the oh, that's the tab one. Let's get this. These are brand new. All right, the donation link is up there, and it's just tinyurl.com / Toby Walker. And let me tell you what I'm going to be giving you I'm going to give you stuff back for a donation. For just $5, I'm going to download this video, and I'm going to make it a YouTube video, and that way I'm going to send it to you. I'm going to send you the link, and you get that link, okay? And nobody else gets it. This is, it's going to be unsubscribed, so people just won't get that thing, for free. It's going to be it's going to be up there, and only you will get it. And for $10, you'll get that. And I'm also going to give you a bonus video guitar lesson on how to play the song, my arrangement of Dust My Broom. For $20, you're going to get those two things, and then you're going to get, if you ever wanted to play lead guitar and you just figured it was just too intimidating, I'm going to teach you how to play lead guitar in blues or country, and where you can play so much and play so tasty, but only playing just a few notes. And it's called Doing More with Less, and it's a whole string of guitar lessons, video lessons, and tab. Okay, the tab's there, and that's for $20. Usually that goes for like $30, but $20, and then everything else I mentioned. And then finally, you get everything that I just mentioned, but you get 3-month access to my premier website, which has over 450 instructional video lessons. Okay, that's for only $30, and you get 3 months access to that website. So if you just go to that donation tab that you see on your screen, put in a donation, which I would appreciate for this guitar lesson, but I am giving something back to you. I like to do that. Anyway, enough of that. Let's get right into this. All right, so we did one. We did one here right there. And if you have any questions, you can always feel free to ask in the chat. I can see the chat right in there. And Rusty, thank you very much. I have an activity. Rusty's here, so that's good. Now, that's one form of the A6. I'm going to give you another form to use. This is the root on the first string. Okay? The next one I'm going to give you is the root on the second string. Okay, and that's this form. It looks like this. Now what I'm doing here is I have my first finger on the first string at the 9th fret, the C sharp note. I have my second finger on the second string at the 10th fret. There's the A, and I have my third finger right here on the F sharp note on the third string at the 11th fret. And this was going to give us the A6 sound. For those who love theory, your root note, your major third, and your sixth. And now this, you get the same type of little swingy sound. Just keeping that 5th string going. Now, there's the root note for the A. For the D, we're going to come right back down here to the 2nd fret. And there's my D root note right there. My thumb is going to be on the 4th string, and then back to the A at the 9th fret. Now I'm going to go down to my 4th fret, and this is my E6. There's my root note on the 2nd string, same shape. My 6th string is the root here. And then you got the A6 right there. But so here's the 3 forms of this next 6th chord. The A6 at the 9th fret. And this is all with the 2nd string root. The D6 at the 2nd fret. And the E6 at the 4th fret. So again, if you were going to put this to a shuffle, okay, now I'm going to go to the D. Back to the A. E at the 4th fret. D at the 2nd fret. Back to the A. That's how you can use that form of the 6th. Now, so far we've done the 1st string. There's the 1st string form, and the root notes is always on that 1st string. When you're playing that form, you get a 6th chord. And we did the 2nd string root. And that form always is the same when your root is on the second string. One more form, and that's our third string, which I like to call one of the easiest chords to play. Second to easiest chord. I'll show you the easiest chord. But this is, right here, the root note, the A note, and I'm barring on the first 3 strings at the 2nd fret. That's going to give me a nice little 6th chord right there. So my root is on the 3rd string, 2nd fret, the A note. Now, if I wanted to move this up to a D, I'm going to move up the 3rd string. There's my root note. I'm going to go up to a D at the 7th fret. And I'm going to bar, playing the same shape that I played back here, root on the 4th string. And then back to the 2nd fret for the A. Now I'm going to move this up to the 9th fret to get my E. I'm going to shift my bass to the 6th string. I'm going to move it down 2 frets to get the D, 3rd string, with my thumb on that 4th string as my bass, and then back here to the 2nd fret. So we're going to play a little bit of a shuffle here. Matter of fact, let's do an 8-bar blues, shall we? An 8-bar blues is going to be 8 measures long, sort of like a key to the highway. It's kind of 8-bar blues. Crow Jane is another example. So we have that 3rd string. There's our A chord. We're going to go A, 1 measure. Now we're going to go up to the E, 6th, for the 9th, at the 9th fret for 1 measure. Then we're going to go, 9th fret. Then we're going to go back to the 7th fret for the D6 for 2 measures. Back to the A at the 2nd fret for 1 measure. Okay. To the E, and then back to the A. So listen how I'm going to do this. A for 1 measure. E, 9th fret for 1 measure. D for 2 measures. Back to the A at the 2nd fret for 1 measure. E for 9th fret for 1 measure. And then back to the A. I got the key to the highway, deep in my soul. I'm gonna leave it running, 'cause walking's much too slow. You gotta get an idea and moving back and forth. So you have 3 forms of playing that 6th chord. There's your 1st string form. Here's your 2nd string form. And finally, here is our 3rd string form. 3 different ways of playing that 6th chord. But now I'm going to turn everything upside down. So, well, no. Before we turn everything upside down, let's reinforce these chords for a second. Now, we're going back and forth using the same form. But what if we wanted to stay about in the same area? And that's what we call, basically closed chords. Okay, if you looked at it in a staff of music, the notes would be basically clustered together. They wouldn't be spread out like that. So let's take a look at the A chord here, 1st string form. We have the D, which would be right here. That's our 3rd string form. There's our D note. And then we have our, well, we get the first string, we did the third string, we get the second string. Here's the second string form as in E. Hey, Captain Wayne. So there we go. We got, there's our three forms. So let's just review them. Here's the A6. Here's the D6. Here's the E6. And then back to the A6. So if I was going to play this, here's the E coming up. D. A. Alright, so that's just using that 1/6 chord form and in about the same area. And we're using three variations of that. We're using basically the chord and two inversions, or three ways of playing a sixth chord. And we could go back and we can go up and down the neck, or we can stay in one area. Oh, as an aside, 7 o'clock in so many hours, a few hours, I'm going to be doing a concert right here for about an hour or so. I'm going to be playing a bunch of tunes, and I'm going to have a lot of fun with that. So I'm going to be featuring my steel guitar here in that. I may even play this one back here. This, oh, maybe you can't see this one. It's, there you go. Put that stand over here later on, but you'll see this one. So I may be playing that, that guitar as well. So if you have any questions, you can just put them in the chat. I'm right here. And again, I would appreciate any donation that you can send me. And there's the link for the donations, and I'll be sending you stuff back. All right, so let's have even more fun, because this whole lesson is based on something that I heard Robert Lockwood Jr. doing when he was playing behind Sonny Boy Williamson. And it just was the coolest sound. That little lick blew my mind. So let me show you what I'm doing. I'm sliding up to that sixth chord. Then I'm striking the strings, moving it back, and striking the strings and moving it back again. Striking it and moving it up again. So we have this. Isn't that a really nice little lick to play with that ninth chord, sixth chord? Let's take a look at we're only using three forms here. Here's that second string form of a ninth chord, sixth chord. Keep saying that because you watch what's going to happen. And we're just doing. Now for the D, I went to the first string form. And I did the same little lick. Now for the E, I guess I could have done this one. That would have worked as my third string form, but I think in this example I went. And then back to my A. That's just I don't know, I like to call that maybe I'll just call it the Robert Lockwood Jr. flat tire rhythm. because that's kind of what it is. Everything's on the upbeat. Okay, here we go. Now we're going to take these exact same three forms. Just three forms. And they're very easy chords to play, right? You don't have to be bothering. You don't have to be bothering with the fancy, those ninth, the ninth chords like that. These are very, very simple to play. It's kind of why I like to show people these. So let's now take this and I will ask in the chat. I will ask in the chat who gets this chord right. It's a trick question. This is the A6, right? What's this one? Anybody? Does anybody know what that chord would be? Now, trust me, it's a trick question. And it's okay if you just throw in an answer that you're going to guess. We have an A6, and we have a what? What would that be? I'm moving it 2 frets down. Anybody throw that answer in the chat. Okay? I'll tell you what. Let's do this. We have an A flat 6, a G6. Ha! Howie's too smart. Howie got the answer. And of course, if you didn't know this, I can't blame you for not, those are good guesses. I would have guessed the G6. Okay, G6, that's right. I would have guessed the A flat 6. I would have guessed the G. I would have guessed the G6. Because so far, with everything I've been telling you, that's a G6. And guess what? It is a G6. But it is also an A9. All right, this is a head blower. Okay, I know it's a head blower. But watch this. With an A9 chord, okay, an A dominant 9, theoretically, I'm just throw a little theory at you. Don't get too freaked out. Okay, with an A9 chord, what we're doing is, with an A7th chord, we're going to add the B note in there. Okay, get that B in there. Okay, that's what we're adding to make it a 9 chord. The basic notes in an A9, if I was playing it like this, there's your typical blues A9. Okay, yeah. There's your A9. Let me take a look at this now. We got a C sharp, got a G, got a B, and got an E. All right, so we have those notes in there. Well, let's take a look at. Got a G, got a B, and we got an E. Here's a G, here's a B, here's an E. The only one we're missing is the C sharp, but that's okay, because that is also, it's a G6, but it's also an A9. So this is what I want you to think of, because it's too much of a head blower to try and just put your hands there and think it's an A9. Instead, go to your A6 first, and then just move it back. And it's going to sound really cool. What you're doing is actually playing an A9. Yes, technically it's a G6, but in the key of A, is that a cool sound or what? I mean, I just... I don't know. I just love doing stuff like this when I'm playing. I do this in like finger picking tunes if I'm doing like. Okay, so it's a handy little chord, isn't it? And it's such a simple thing to play. So the same thing is with the D, D9. And the same thing with the E. E9. It works. Now, here's something that if you play the blues, you may know this form of a chord, okay? I'm going to play right now, I'm going to play an E9 chord. You've heard Stormy Monday, right? Right, that little lick. Okay, well that's an E9 chord, right? And when I'm coming up to here, it's an E6. Well, remember, this is the third string form. E6, E9. So you can actually go from this ninth chord and go and strumming it down. So if I was in the key of E, for instance, it's the ninth chord. And remember, the ninth chord, the same shape, is 2 frets behind the sixth chord. So all you have to remember is if you're playing your sixth chord, 2 frets down is a ninth chord. So let's take a look at the second shape that we've done in the key of A. There's your second string, the root note, and there is the form that goes with it with the sixth chord. Move it back 2 frets, you got a ninth chord. That's an A9 chord. It works. And we have our third string form, which I was doing earlier before. Here's our A6, the second easiest chord to play on a guitar, and the first easiest chord to play on the guitar. You move that little sixth chord, play the first, second, and third string. You've got an A9 chord. How easy is this to play? That's an A9 chord. So with all of these moving around and having a good time with this, you know, like, you could do all kinds. Like here's you've all heard "Kind-Hearted Woman," right? Robert Johnson goes to his D7. And he goes back up to this chord, which is A7. He goes into the E, and then D, and he does a little turnaround. Now do the same thing. that one? These are so easy and they sound so cool, don't they? All right. Let's take a look at the second string form of a sixth chord, A6. All right. All you have to do is move one note back and you get a D7. That's it. This isn't too tough to do, really. Isn't that? You get the A, the D7, and the A. Oh, I just moved that little C sharp note back. Let's move the C sharp note here. Remember this first string form we did? Here's our C sharp note, right? If I want to move that back, okay, I kind of have to bar now because there's a D7 chord. Kind of cool, and let's do it over here too. And this one you're gonna know. You already know this. Here's your A6 chord. Okay, and if I'm gonna move that C sharp back one fret, right, we get the D7. Told you knew that one. So these sixth chords and these ninth chords, I mean, when I was playing in a country band, okay, and we were doing, oh, well, I'm looking through life through a windshield, watching everything pass me by. There's a cute little gal I'm down to see down in Nashville. I'm down around Dallas and rolling the Saturday night. So I would be playing like, maybe just, I would be playing swing chords. And Donnie, the pedal steel player, was playing all these really cool sixth chords. When I'm looking through the world through a windshield, watching everything go by. There's a cute little gal I'm down to see down in Nashville. I'm down around Dallas and rolling Saturday night. E. A. D. Back to the A. E. So I'm really keeping. So you can use these things in like fast swing. You can use them in blues. They really work really good for blues. T-Bone Walker did that. Okay, he's really going from a ninth chord into a little bit of a sixth chord. That's what he's really doing in there. So anyway, I hope you liked this guitar lesson. I am going just memorize that little tinyurl.com / okay, Toby, I think that's going to be Toby Walker tab or Toby Walker. Memorize that or just write that down. I'm going to figure out what happened with the tab. I will upload that up onto my Toby Walker's Lessons website, and you'll be able to get that tab. And if you don't know that one, you can go to tobywalkerslessons.com / Walker Workshop. That's actually the web page that you're going to. I will have that up there sometime today. At the A6 first string form with root on D is a D major 7. A6, the A form with the root on the D. A6. Oh, yes, absolutely. You're absolutely right. Yeah, that's you're absolutely right. That would be these chords have so many different names. What I'm doing basically is just using them in a basically in a blues or a country poem. It all depends on where you put that root note. I mean, this little chord here, is an A6, right? But if I was just to think about this as an F sharp minor, it could be looked at as a minor too. It all depends on the actual, where that root note is, and that would be your D major 7, right? If you improvise something and get it wrong, you may find something that's not in the lesson. Rusty knows me well too well. All right, folks. So I'll have that tab up, and again, for anything that you can donate, there's the donation link right there, and I am going to be giving back. All right, so I'll be downloading the video, making it a YouTube video, and making it available only to those that donate. Only $5, and then I'm also going to be. You're going to see me on Saturday, Andreas. That's right. I'm going to be doing a. If you look on my TobyWalkersLessons.com, you're going to see I'm doing a virtual guitar workshop this weekend. So I'm going to have a workshop in which I'm going to be teaching the blues of Mississippi. When I went down to Mississippi, probably about a dozen times over a period of about 3 or 4 years, I learned blues from a guy named Jack Owens and another one from Eugene Powell and a few other people. And I'm going to be featuring their music in these workshops. It's going to be this weekend, and there's a bunch of different times. You go on my website, littletobywalker.com. What you call it, TobyWalkersLessons.com, and you'll see Toby's virtual workshop. You can register for that. It's like a 90-minute class, and it's $30. It's a pretty good deal. At any rate, please 7 o'clock tonight Eastern Standard Time. I'm going to be doing a whole concert right here. Going to be featuring about 10 or 11 songs. And we're going to have a whole lot of fun. All right, so folks, thanks for tuning in. I will get that tab up on my website shortly. I'll figure out what's going on here. All right, I want to thank you all for coming in. And you're very welcome, Mike. It's good to see you too. And we're back on Twitch. Let me just ask you something before you all go. Was the video a little bit better this time around? Because it was really cranking and stopping like crazy when I was using a different platform. I was using Twitch, but I was using a Lightstream platform to stream, and that wasn't working very well. And then I was on Facebook last week, and that wasn't really working that well. The video's better. Gibson, I'm glad. Thank you. The video's better this time. Yes, Howie is a yes in capital letters with exclamation points. I love it. Only had a slight freeze one time. Thanks, man. Video's better. Good, John. We're also, I think in January, I'm going to be going up to 1 zillion megabytes per second upload speed. So it's really going to be clear. And probably in a couple of weeks, I'll have a brand new webcam, which is even clearer. So all of everything's going to be improving, folks. Everything. This is a learn as I go experience, but you're all helping me out, and I really thank you all so much for. I thank you all so much for your just helping me. Just supporting me. It really helps. Maybe I'll just do it. I'm just going to play. How about if I just play one song and then I'll take it out? We'll take it out like that. I'm just going to play one tune. I don't know what I'm going to do. Yeah, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to try this one. Let me see if I can find my capo here. And I'll use... would you all like to hear a song before I go? I mean, we got some minutes. Yeah, I'll get about 5 minutes. I'm going to do this tune. Let's see. Let's see. Now I want to do that one. What do I want to do? Oh yeah, I haven't done this one in a long time. So. piece of that custard pie. Yeah, give me some of it. Give me some of it. Yeah, give me some of it before you give it all away. Yeah, your custard pie sure is nice. When you cut it, baby, just give me a slice. Yeah, give me some of it. Say, give me some of it. Yeah, give me some of it before you give it all away. Yeah, custard pie sure is nice. When you cut it, baby, just save me a slice. Yeah, give me some of it. Give me some of it. Give me some of it, sure, give it all away. Let's take it. Yeah, I had it once, I had it twice. Nothing in the world is half as nice. Yeah, give me some of it. Give me some of it. Said, give me some of it before you give it all. Give me some of it. Give me some of it before you give it all. All right, folks. Tune back in here at 7 o'clock and do a whole concert. Maybe I'll do that song. Thanks a lot, folks, for tuning in. I appreciate your support. Take care now.